Welcome to another edition of Discovery Road with James Nelson and Marita Gallo. Traveling along the historical Mormon Pioneer National Heritage Area, these two are bringing you stories of long ago pioneers, modern day artists, characters,
hello, Discovery Road,
storytellers, and surprises.
That's a gosh better.
I run some. You're killing me, Ed.
They're traveling the historic corridor, visiting towns and places of interest.
Hello.
Who knows where their next stop will be? But one thing is for certain, you can count on a journey filled with a carload of discoveries.
It rolls out every summer like clockwork. Banners go up and the celebrations begin. Time to tell the stories about the people who made these places what they are today. Lots of people will see the parades, enjoy the activities, and taste the flavor of the festivities.
This is Scandinavian days, and today we're serving scones. We serve them hot with honey butter. They are very good. You know what? Our meat is still cooking.
So good.
She's done hand
machine.
stitching.
Yeah, this is a machine quilt.
They have these great big machines, you know, they run through and design, put the computer on it, and but all this is pieced together.
Sure.
She sews this together on her sewing machine.
Also sampling the heritage, this busload of tour guides. They're important people. They'll make sure lots of other people find out about Utah. The Scandinavians, the Welsh, the Native Americans, the landscape, the celebrations, and they're here to figure out the best way to tell Utah's story as they journey along the Mormon Pioneer National Heritage Area in central Utah.
Very, very impressed. We do tours in Utah, and the name of the company is Destination Discovery. The idea being you should not just visit a place, you should discover it. Well, I've done some discovering on my own today, places I've not been, that and always in the back of your mind is how I can fit these places in the tour business to get the most for my clients. So it's been very impressive.
Before we hit the road in search of stories and history, oh yes, a little bit of show and tell for the tour group. A closer look at our 1955 Pontiac Chieftain. The Ephraim Co-op is hard to miss right there on Main Street, and most visitors are amazed by its unique, freshly washed white stone look. You see lots of homes and structures built from the same material, and that's where our story begins, the story of oolite stone. We drive to the past, going back to when Sanpete's oolite limestone was the blue ribbon building material quarried out of the nearby mountains. Professor William T. Perry tells us about the beginning of what he likes to call the majestic stone.
Well, the oolite limestone accumulated in a large freshwater lake about 46 million years ago. This lake was at the south end of south of the Uinta Mountains, and it was shallow, and it was saturated with calcium carbonate. So any nucleus that was available caused the calcium carbonate to precipitate around it, and constant wave action moved these particles around, so the calcium carbonate formed a spherical oolite, and the limestone is composed of these oolites.
The sandpeat oolite limestone was used in lots of buildings, both public and private structures. There's the Spring City Chapel, the Sanpete County Courthouse in Manti, Utah, the Park Building at the University of Utah, the Manti Temple, the Keith Mansion, the Kearns Mansion, and overlooking San Simeon Bay south of San Francisco, the William Randolph Hearst Mansion.
It had a pleasing color. When it's first quarried, it's sort of a brilliant white, but as the stone weathers in a building, it picks up creams and slight pink colors, lots of pretty colors. It's soft. It can be easily carved. So the stone had an appeal to the architects of the day for exactly what they wanted. Easily carved, easily quarried, easily laid into the buildings.
Historians tell us immigrants from Wales and Scandinavian countries made a big mark with what they built.
The early Mormon pioneers included a number of people of various country heritages, Wales, Denmark, England, who had the skills to quarry stone and had the skills to carve the stone and had the skills to lay the stone into buildings, but few of them had experience with major structures.
Take a look at this man, Professor Perry's great-grandfather, Edward L. Perry. He had the right stuff. He had a lot to do with bringing the stone out of the mountain quarries and into the foundation and walls of Mormon temples, castles, and grand structures all over the country, including the Washington Monument.
Picking the stone up, putting it on a wagon, and hauling it to the railroad, and the railroad would bring it to the site of construction of a building. You'd break the stone into smaller portions and use a hammer and chisel to cut the stone into nice, smooth, rectangular blocks and lay it up. And all of this hand labor was hard work. My ancestors, my father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather worked hard at this.
Heritage Days in Spring City, Utah. Crowded sidewalks and plenty of excitement in the air as tourists peek into bedrooms and living rooms from yesterday. We pull up to one of the homes that seems to be saying, "Built to last." And just down the street, the tour group gets a first-hand look at one of the structures Perry had mentioned, the Spring City Chapel, built way back in 1902.
That preserving our past through our architecture is an important thing to do. It's just wonderful to be able to walk into a place that has been inhabited for many, many years and loved by its owner, and or not, and then rehabilitated and brought back to life for us to enjoy again. Gee whiz. That's an amazing experience.
Princess Emma Mulder of Moroni, first attendant Emery Polson from Fairview, second attendant Annie Huckleberry.
Oh yes, the experience you get when you visit small-town America. Don't you just love seeing this on a sidewalk? A refreshing beverage, homemade lemonade.
Refreshing. Thank you.
We thought maybe it was a wee bit tart, but
it's great. It's very good.
How about an antique automobile?
Hi, I'm Gaylian.
Nicole.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So what do you have here?
Well, the truck is a 1929 Model A. It's a gorgeous truck. We drive it all over. It's really fun. And would you like to see under the hood?
Yes, I would love to do that.
You just lift up these two latches.
That's his wife.
And it's a clean one owner.
some of them have not been here, and I think that they are quite surprised at what we have to offer in central Utah. Utah is not well known for its wonderful ambiance and a preservation of a pioneer settlement like this. This is amazing, you know. I mean, this whole town is on the National Historic Register. So it's a piece of important, not only Utah history, but American history. I think it's wonderful that the owners of these homes are willing to let people come in and enjoy them.
Well, for me, this has been an emotional day because I was an immigrant to Utah, to Salt Lake City, when I was 4 years old. But as I've been seeing these homes and as I've been experiencing the enthusiasm of some of the descendants of those who settled in this area, I can empathize and I can feel my own family's heritage and background. They came from farm communities, they came from those who owned shops, but to come to this place where many of the Scandinavians gathered is really exciting for me.
Yes, folks, it's time once again for another episode of Digging Up Time.
Topping off the day, a chance to sit in on an old-time radio show rehearsal.
This week's chapter takes us back to 1958, where we're in the height of the Cold War.
A chance to see how sound effects are done for radio.
We need a kind of a crash there, too. They're running into each other. Oh.
Excuse me, I gotta get. Agent Stem? Are you Agent? Well, no, I don't know what happened. We got shot by the Yankees with Reds.
And a chance to see radio drama from a front row seat.
Hey, mister, do you know you're bleeding? Do you need a doctor? Oh, there's no time. Listen to me, kid. No, I'll go get the doctor right now. Listen to me, kid. Listen to me carefully. Fiber optics. You got that? What? Fiber optics. Tell them fiber optics. Keep it from the Reds. The Red, who shot you, mister? The Reds. They're looking for me. Are you listening to me, kid? Tell the good guys, fiber optics. Promise me. Tell them.
An amusing ride on the airwaves of old-time radio. Now that's a group photo worth keeping. All those pioneer homes needed furniture. Beds, cabinets, tables, and chairs. And Marita tells me the right chair is very important. That brings us here, to a quiet side of Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Inside this century-old cheese factory, while the outside world whooshes by, Dale Peel turns a piece of wood on a lathe and stays in touch with his ancestors.
Well, it's important to celebrate our history, our heritage. Important to remember. That's the most significant thing for me.
Peel recreates Mormon pine furniture, which was part of the Mormon exodus to Utah over a century and a half ago. His pieces are a connection to the early colonies. Brigham Young had placed artisans, craftsmen, merchants, and farmers in the new communities to help them survive and not want of essential skills or services.
So here we have a Public Works chair, 1856, GSL City. So the Public Works shop was a shop organized by Brigham Young to help immigrants and who craftsmen, give them a place to work, a place to get a start.
Mormon pine furniture was a blend of styles introduced by master craftsmen from Britain, Scandinavia, and parts of the eastern United States.
This rolling pin is a traditional English style with the turning on the end, the decorative end. We have those that are more French or Italian style crown rolling pins. And other fun things that we do, we now have the 9 men's Morris game with the marbles stored inside.
Using primarily native lumber obtained from Utah sawmills, Peel offers a variety of furniture pieces, carefully crafted and each made the old-fashioned way, to last. Dale Peel furniture finds its way all over the world, underscoring that history, culture, and heritage remain important, and that a good chair, has some demands.
A good chair, 2 factors. You want one that's comfortable, that's functional in that regard, so when you sit in it, it doesn't give you pain, a pain in the back or the rear. And you want one that will last, so one that has good joinery. Actually, a third element has to be the design.
Finding just the right chair is important here as well. On the corner of South Temple and State Street in Salt Lake City, the historically significant Alta Club.
The Alta Club is a historical, is on the National Register of Historical Sites, built in 1897. Anything that's happened in the Intermountain West, Salt Lake City, was probably discussed and dealt with here at the Alta Club.
So the order was made and filled, 50 pine wood chairs.
There you go, Alex. Good job. You're good.
So to maintain the ties to the past and the era specific of the history, we searched for a local craftsperson to reproduce this beautiful furnishings that we've just added to our grill restaurant. We looked at Dale Peel, who is a local furniture maker. Came to us via Brad Smith, one of our board members. We interviewed him extensively and felt there was a great match and a great opportunity to take advantage of all of the skill and craftsmanship, which is unique to what the Alta Club does.
Jelly cupboards, a Mormon sofa, carved wood spoons, rolling pins, games, and sturdy wood chairs. Offering a front row seat to history along Heritage Highway 89.
Original music and lyrics that talk about this valley you visited today.
Wow, fabulous. You told us that story.
Yeah. There's a graduate of Wasatch Academy who was involved as a writer with the MASH series and had a relationship in terms of putting the show together with Hawkeye and developing that character. Yeah. And I'll get the authenticity of that to you.
Okay. Thank you.
The important thing? That these tour operators left with souvenirs, stories, and a comfortable window seat open just for them in Sanpete County, Utah.
So those are the goodies you leave with. Thank you very much for visiting.
Thank you.